Hey there, it's Eileen Gilbo from the Real Las Vegas at Urban Nest Realty, and today I am so excited to share with you my interview with Lil Friedlander of Tuff Skin Surface Protection. You are not going to want to miss it, so let's go. Hey there, it's Eileen Gilbo from the Real Las Vegas. And I am here supporting all things local. So I love talking with local business owners. It is so hard to open a business, much less keep it open. And these business owners really deserve so much credit for continuing to thrive, to enhance the community. And so that's what we're doing here today.
Very interesting. Thank you.
I'm not quite sure from the name what the business is. So can you tell me what it is?
I'd love to tell you what Tuff Skin is. Thank you, Eileen.
You're welcome.
For doing this and really appreciate you having here today. So Tuff Skin is a product. It is a stone laminate and it is made specifically for countertop protection. Calcium-based stones like marble and onyx and limestone have a propensity for etching and staining. Calcium-based stones react with acids and create ring marks, and it can stain from red wine or foods, and our product actually protects against that kind of damage, because when you get those ring marks and you get those food stains on these surfaces, on these countertops, they actually have to be restored. It's not like you can clean them.
Right.
There's no product out there that will clean them off.
Yeah.
And there's no product after the restoration that will protect it except for Tuff Skin.
Yeah.
And actually, this desk right here is a marble desk that we're sitting next to.
Okay.
And my satin product is on top of here. You probably would have never known.
I didn't notice.
You had no idea that this this marble top was protected with Tuff Skin, but it is.
Yeah.
So this is a treatment room for me. I come out here. I work sometimes also. And sometimes drink cups go here, or sometimes I'll be having a snack or a glass of wine while I'm working.
Right.
And I never have to worry about this beautiful marble desktop getting damaged.
Well, and that's so interesting because in the industry that I'm in, everyone that's their biggest, the thing that makes their house look like they want it to look.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and so they're spending all this time, a lot of times, a lot of money.
Yes.
To put just the perfect countertop in.
Of course.
And then, even if you have your kids, they leave something on the counter.
Sure.
I've actually had clients get rust marks from things that are left that, nobody knew that it was going to leave a mark.
Right.
And then you get the companies that come in that try to sell, what is it? The sealers. The sealers.
Liquid sealers.
Liquid sealers.
And liquid sealers are valuable because they give you a little window of opportunity. So if you have a marble countertop and you don't want to use Tuff Skin, you can use a liquid sealer, and it won't prevent against etching, but it will help with staining. So it'll give you a few seconds. Maybe 10 seconds, maybe 30 seconds.
But over the lifetime of your countertops, you're going to have something.
Oh, for sure.
Okay. So my question is, can this be used in a commercial application?
Yes.
Okay. I found out about your business through, just us becoming friends. And I love it because my brother is a marble mason. He was here in Las Vegas for many, many years. And I know that you guys are in a lot of the casinos.
We are.
As well.
Yeah.
So with your business, you do residential, but you also do the big corporate clients.
We do. We have the hospitality sector that we serve, and within the hospitality sector, there's a conversation that goes on about guest experience. And when you're a 4 and 5 star and diamond hotel, that guest experience when somebody's coming in and spending $500 or more on a beautiful room, or hanging out in a beautiful public space.
Right.
They want it to look perfect.
Yeah.
And so we serve that need. And with Tuff Skin, it can take a party and you can wipe it off and it looks fabulous day in and day out. So hospitality sector, commercial properties, and residential. So we cover it all.
All right, awesome. Do you have a brag of like maybe one of your favorite clients that you've had that if people walk in, they can see your product, in real time?
Well, sure. I mean, we've got quite a few actually. We've been in the business now 12 years protecting with Tuff Skin.
Yeah.
So we're very lucky that we've got some phenomenal clients. Of course, the residential ones that are celebrities, we can't mention.
Not those.
No.
We are not divulging any addresses of celebrity
or
clients.
names, but know that we have celebrity clients. Here in Las Vegas, MGM is one of our most wonderful clients. We serve all of their hotels.
Yeah.
Somewhere in an MGM hotel, there's going to be some kind of countertop, whether it's a vanity in a room or whether it's a table in a public space.
Right.
You can, when you're walking into any MGM property, your Tuff Skin is there.
Well, and
whether you see it or not, whether you notice it or not.
Yeah, and I ask because for your company, honestly, 12 years isn't that long.
No.
To be in business.
Yeah.
So for you to have these enormous, clientele who come back to you over and over again, is just a testament to the product itself.
Indeed. Well, we educate with the designers and architects, and the intention is to be able to offer these CEUs through the Natural Stone Institute. So we partner, well, not a partner, that's the wrong term, but we are members of the Natural Stone Institute. We appreciate all the education that the Natural Stone Institute brings to the table.
Yeah.
They serve a mass amount of clients, and the fact that we're able to be able to educate through their CEUs is really important. So by offering these CEUs, it's kind of like when you're a nurse and you have to keep your licensure up.
Right.
That's the same thing with these architects and designers. So we go in, offer the CEU, give them their credit, and we do the lunch and learn. We give them food, and then we give them information about natural stone care. Sometimes it can be specifying stone in a kitchen and what that's like. Sometimes it's about care and maintenance of stone, and there's several others that we do. So, but then by educating the architects and designers, they like to specify our products. And mind you, we've been hitting that hard for a very long time. Many years. Almost as long as we've been installing the product in the public.
That's awesome.
So that is one reason why we have the kind of following that we have, and the fact that it actually solves a problem.
Right.
We created the product to solve a problem, and it serves that need, and so that is it's been wonderful. So one of my favorite projects, I'm from San Diego, California. Grew up there. My husband and I moved here to Las Vegas in '91 to open up a solar film company, solar screen company. And so the Grant Hotel, downtown San Diego, it's a historic hotel.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
It's beautiful. And we were brought in via a designer because they were renovating.
Yeah.
And they wanted to put beautiful marble in. And we came in and protected the marble in the rooms. So it was small vanities in every bathroom, but mostly tables and desks, and then we did some public spaces as well, tables, that kind of thing. So although it was a smaller kind of job for us, it was really special because my hometown, beautiful downtown San Diego, this historic hotel, and we actually have several stories like that. We're very blessed to have worked on a lot of different historic properties, so I love that.
Yeah.
Kind of bringing the new and serving the old and preserving it. That's part of the work that we do, and how we like to present ourselves with the Natural Stone Institute is that we're here to preserve natural stone. We're promoting the use of natural stone, mainly because of the sustainability.
Right.
Natural stone. Yesterday I was at the MGM. I'm part of the MGM leadership program this year.
Awesome.
We were chosen. Our business company was chosen to be part of the program. 4 suppliers of their 27,000 suppliers were chosen to be a part, and we're very lucky to
That's
be
amazing.
one of those people.
Yeah.
So yesterday we got a backstage tour of one of the rooms of the Bellagio Suites, which you don't get to go there unless you're actually
Right.
either working there or you're staying there
And paying big bucks
paying
for it.
massive dollars to stay in one of
Right.
those rooms.
Right.
And it really is not a room; it is a suite. It's
Yeah.
like an incredible apartment.
Yeah.
But one of the things that we noticed was the artwork, which was the marble flooring and all the inlay that they did.
Yeah.
And the gentleman that was giving the tour said, "Yes, this is all original marble." He said, and I said, "How long's the Bellagio been open? 20 years?" He said, 21. And he's actually been there the entire time.
Wow.
And he said, yeah, so, he was talking about the flooring. And I was looking at the flooring. I then really started checking the flooring out everywhere. And he was right. The sustainability, the fact that marble can last so long,
Right.
is really an amazing thing. And you don't have to throw marble into the landfills. It's
Right.
something that for the countertops we can protect. We can remove and replace the Tuff Skin if the Tuff Skin gets badly damaged, which it can.
Yeah.
But then we say it's a sacrificial piece. It's saved the marble
Right.
from needing restoration.
Right.
And then we'll just remove and replace the piece, and it looks like brand new marble again.
That's
So
amazing.
that is amazing. So that marble never then has to go into the landfill. But just again, the flooring at the Bellagio Suite spoke to the sustainability of marble and natural stone and how it can last for decades, even centuries.
Everyone has their Vegas story. How they came to Las Vegas, why they came to Las Vegas, who they came to Las Vegas with, and everybody's is a little different, but kind of similar. We're pretty much a vagabond state. I think we come from everywhere for one reason or another.
Yeah.
So Frank Friedlander is her partner in life and in business.
Yes.
And so he's the co-owner.
Yes.
And so how did you and Frank, did you come together to Las Vegas?
Yes, we
you?
did.
So how or why did you come to Las Vegas?
So Frank and I met back in, the early 80s, and were young people, looking to create a life, and met. And I think one of our first conversations together, he took me to a lovely restaurant down in Ocean Beach, and we talked about our lives and what we wanted to do in our lives and what we wanted to create. And he and I were very similar in that my parents were entrepreneurs. His parents were not. His father was one of the things his dad did was he was a lawyer, a business law, practicing business law down in downtown San Diego, and he did open his own practice. So that was an incorrect statement I made. His mom and dad were entrepreneurs as well. They based it on their law practice.
Yeah.
But my parents, I grew up with them being entrepreneurs. And so when we met, we both kind of had this idea that potentially we could open our own business.
Yeah.
And I was a practicing licensed esthetician, skincare specialist, skin therapist, and Frank was a business broker. What he did was he helped businesses sell their company.
Yeah.
And or helped people purchase an existing business.
Right.
So this is what he did. It was real estate, but for commercial, but for businesses, commercial.
Well, and it's hard. I mean, if you don't know what a business broker is and you own a business, you need to get in touch with a good business broker. Side note.
True. That's very true.
Yeah.
Selling a business without a business broker, I would not recommend it, because the business broker knows all of the details of what you're supposed to do legally, how you're supposed to do it. It's just it's a good protection for both sides.
Absolutely.
With the buyer and the seller.
Absolutely.
And I would highly recommend it. It's kind of like when you do a FSBO for a home. If you're buying a FSBO, you don't really, even with an inspection, you don't even really know.
Right.
All of the details of the home, and it's good. It's just insurance.
Absolutely.
I think it's wise insurance.
Absolutely.
As a business person, and after buying and selling homes.
So he had a lot of this entrepreneurial kind of insight
Yes.
from all of these businesses that
Yes.
he was helping buy and sell.
Exactly.
That's amazing.
Yes.
Yeah.
And actually so I'm working happily in my skincare business. He's working happily in his business broker world, and he comes across this company that he really liked. It was a solar screen company in San Diego.
Yeah.
And he liked the books, he liked the business, he liked the products. He thought that it brought a lot of value to a home or a business or a car to have window film, or for a home to have solar screens or solar film.
Right.
So he came back to me one day and he said, I've been in the process of selling this business, and now I've really gotten a chance to take a look deeply into everything, and I think I could do this. I think we could do this. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Okay, so where are we going to do this? Because, our home is San Diego.
And you're supposed to sell the business, not buy it.
Not buy it, right. Well, he already had buyers for that business, so we weren't buying that business, I can tell you that. But what happened is because as a business broker, you have a non-compete.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
You're not going to go in competition with the business you just sold.
Right.
So the non-compete was 50 miles. And that threw us into Temecula and kind of beyond.
Yeah.
And so it was like, well, if we can't practice in San Diego, then where are we going to go?
Right.
So we looked at a few different places, and Las Vegas at the time was booming.
Yeah.
I think it was 89 that I first saw a TV article that was showing the construction that was going on here.
Yeah.
And I saw a woman doing an interview with a newscaster, and they were highlighting all these beautiful homes going in, and they were talking about all the different areas that were being developed. And so I remember saying to Frank, maybe we ought to go to, check Vegas out. And I was never much of a sand girl. I was a beach and sand girl, never just a sand girl. But you know what? I don't know. It was just it was just a click. It happened. It was the right time, and so we had just had a new little baby. So within 6 weeks of us deciding to come out here and check it out, we were here.
Wow.
We uprooted our entire lives.
Yeah.
I quit my job. He quit his job, and we brought our brand new little baby into this vast ocean of desert that is just, there weren't a lot of people here at the time. I think there were just over 1 million people.
Yeah.
And back in 91. And so we made the trek out here with some his parents drove out here with us, and we moved into a place, and we thought we were going to be working with some people, and it didn't work out in the beginning. And we were just kind of like, oh my gosh, what are we going to do? So we just kind of went back to the drawing board, because he and I had talked about creating our own business back when we were in San Diego, talking about all of this. And so when that first thing fell through, it was like, okay, well, we're just going to move forward with our original idea of starting our own company.
Right.
So we started Las Vegas Window Tinting. And for the first 2 years, we worked out of the home. We had a business license. We were all legit. That was back in the day before cell phones. So he would stop and call me in between appointments to see if anybody else had called in, so I could give him information and he could go see people.
He didn't have a pager or a beeper?
We did end up with a pager, probably not right away. It took us a little bit. Yeah. We really were doing the phones on the side of the road.
That is so funny.
I know, right?
You can't find a phone on the side of the road anymore.
No, yeah. Put your 25 cents in and make your local call.
Exactly.
So, but anyway, he got the pager eventually, and we got the brick cell phone. Yeah. That was kind of cool to have too. But after a couple of years, moved out of the home. I was doing the office, taking care of the baby, and helping to grow the business. And he moved into a space, and we started there, and we grew our business. Our Las Vegas Window Tinting grew very quickly.
How long, because you no longer have that business.
We owned it for 24 years. We sold it 4 years ago. Okay. So back in 2015.
Wow.
We came through the recession.
Right.
We survived.
Amazing.
I know. A lot of people closed their doors. Laid off their people. They had to. They didn't know how to make it.
Right.
Luckily, we had savings, and we had the ability to kind of float ourselves, because there were times when we didn't take a paycheck either.
Right.
Making sure that the employees were getting paychecks.
Right.
But Sometimes, we, as the owner, you do what you have to do.
Right, absolutely.
But there were very good times. Let me just say that we had some really good times. And with the exponential growth of the housing market here, we were doing 4 or 5, sometimes more homes in a day.
Wow.
And then multiple, obviously, that adds up quite a bit during the week of how many properties you're doing. We had been serving also down on the Strip. So a lot of blackout film, whiteout film, custom graphic designer type films. Again, tapping into that designer architect world.
Yeah.
We were offering lunch and learns back then, offering CEUs back then on fenestration. It was more about glass and about products that go on glass and heat rejection and keeping the glass viable, making sure that you're using a quality product, not something that is going to turn purple really fast or bubble really badly or that kind of thing.
Which anybody who had a vehicle back in the late 80s, early 90s, you all saw those purple windows driving down the road.
I actually still see a purple window from time to time.
Oh, dude, I haven't. I don't know that I've seen one in a long time.
It's been a while, but they're still around.
So how did you, so you went from, you're placing film on glass. To now, essentially, you're doing somewhat a similar thing. You're placing film
on stone.
On stone.
Yes.
So how
did that happen?
How did that transition come to play?
Right. So Frank was at a hotel, and we were dealing with an engineer, and we were there for glass that day. He was, of course, because that's what we do.
Right.
That's what we did.
Right.
Is glass, and so the chief engineer asked Frank, do you know anything about marble? Do you know of anything that can stop this etching and staining? This particular cafe had red marble tables and countertops throughout the entire facility.
Yeah.
And they were literally having to take these tables out on a regular basis and have them restored somewhere, either in the basement or off-site. I can't remember which one it was. But Frank was like, no, man, I'm a window guy. I don't know anything about marble. But he said, don't worry, I'll look into it and see what I can find for you. And so he came back to the office at the end of the day, whatever, and started researching marble protection and literally found that there was nothing to stop the etching.
Right.
And he's like, maybe if nothing touches the stone, then maybe nothing would damage the stone.
Right.
So he took a product off the shelf.
A glass product.
A product made for glass.
Okay.
And we got some marble pieces, brought them into our warehouse, and he put some glass film, on top of the marble. And we started doing testing. And the first tests were foods and liquids and chemicals. We tried every chemical that we could put our hands on. Acetone, alcohol, pool acids, all the different cleaning chemicals, that kind of thing. Everything from green to not green, and nothing damaged the stone. So he's like, this is interesting.
Yeah.
So then we started talking, and so we're like, well, this is, so then you remove that product that's for glass from the stone.
Right.
And the adhesive was way too strong, and it was pulling the stone up.
Oh,
stone pieces were coming up with that adhesive because it was too strong.
Yeah.
So we started working with our manufacturer. It took us 2 years to develop the product.
Wow.
The Tuff Skin product. And so we changed the adhesive. We had a breathable polyester instead of a standard polyester that's in films, window films. And then we actually were working with our manufacturer on a hard coat. And they had something that had been created by their chemist on staff. And they never used it. It was on the shelf, but they had never used it because they didn't need it for glass. And so we're like, okay, well, let's try that.
Yeah.
So we went through different hard coats and different adhesives, and took us, like I said, that 2 years, and finally we came up with Tuff Skin.
Now, has your formula changed?
Yes.
I mean, so you've kind of seen, okay, this works, but we want to improve. And
yes.
So I am so, I love this, because honestly, that's what entrepreneurs do.
Yes.
They are handed a problem and they find a solution. I mean, most people wouldn't have, had they been given that problem, they would have stuck with his first answer was, hey man, I do glass, I don't do stone, you know, and that would have been the end of it. But just the fact that those wheels started turning of how can I solve this problem, you know, is amazing.
So we were so lucky, the gentleman that asked Frank initially about the problem.
Right.
He was willing to let us use his facility, his restaurant, to try all of our different variations out, which was great over the 2 years period of time. So they were very loyal to us. We were very loyal to them.
Wow.
And it began a relationship, a deeper relationship with these people.
Right.
And that happened at so many properties, not every property, but so many properties here in Vegas. That began to happen. And of course, because we had the relationships with the architects and designers from the glass, you know, piece, the glass world, we went back to them and said, hey, we've got this new product. What do you think?
Right.
And the response was very positive. So they were like, that means that I can actually design with marble the way I want to.
Right.
Because designers were
now the limits are off. There's no limits.
Right.
They can do whatever they want.
They can do whatever they want.
Yeah.
Exactly. So if they're told, oh, we can't use this stone because it's calcium based, and it has the propensity for etching and staining, they can say, oh yes, I'm going to use the stone I want, because designers love marble.
Right.
Who doesn't love marble? It's elegant, it's timeless,
right.
It speaks volumes, and it's natural stone.
Yeah.
So anyway, they just loved it, and they grabbed a hold of it, and we've been being specified for projects now for years.
Well, and this is what I think a lot of people don't understand about Las Vegas. We have grown to almost 3 million people at this point in time in the end of 2019. But we are a very small town, you know, and there are people here so willing to collaborate with other businesses.
It's so true.
And I get this all the time in residential real estate, that people come in, they close their garages, they don't speak to anyone, but that doesn't have to be the reality. I mean, the reality is there are people willing to collaborate with you, you know, if you just have that connection, you know, if you just ask the question, are looking for help from people. It's here. It definitely is here.
I think it blossoms in the workspace. I think the collaborations have a tendency to blossom there.
Yeah.
And it's because we're working, because we're doing whatever we're doing.
Right.
We're having to interact with others, whether within our own office or outside of our office, or even outside of our state.
Yeah.
You know, we're working together to create things, or create, you know, whatever, you know, create business and work our businesses and serve purposes.
Right.
And so when we're collaborating like that, opportunities abound.
Absolutely.
And I have found here in Vegas, I think you have too, that it's outstanding the way business people show up and how we're supportive of one another. And of course, if you've got a really great idea, it's really good to have
keep
your protections
circle small.
have your protections around you. Don't share everything all, you know, with people you don't know, because there are people out there who will take ideas and run with it themselves, you know. But it's really, you're absolutely right, the collaboration here in this town is phenomenal. I love doing business here in Las Vegas. I really dig the female vibe. I love the men in my world too, but the women in this town are incredible. And really enjoy being with them and working with them.
I mean, but it's like if I call you and I say, you know, Lil, I need this. You are gonna go to bat for me, trying to find me the right fit for what I need for a job that I'm trying to do.
Right.
And I would do the same for you.
That's right.
And it's just, you know, you really do, if you're living in Las Vegas and you have not found your group or the people that you feel will be that collaborative spirit and will help you propel your business to the next step, call me. I'll help you. I'll point you in the right direction.
There's amazing groups here in town, and they're all over. They're from Henderson, from the east side to the west side.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, if one group doesn't fit, there's so many great other groups that you can participate in. And I know some, probably like you, when we go to events, you know, you'll see somebody from this group, but they're going to be over here. And then you're going to see them over here, too.
Right.
It's kind of all very interactive, which is actually a very good thing.
Yeah.
Because in support of all the groups that are here in town, but it also broadens that base, so that when you have a friend call you and say, I'm looking for, can you help me with, you do have a really good pool to pull from.
And but today she's going to tell us all her local places that she goes to eat. So restaurants, if any local business is going to close, restaurants close faster than any other business. So we really want to support our local businesses who are locally owned. Not that I don't love a franchise every now and again, but local is where we want to support. So where do you go?
So for Mexican food, I'm up here in the northwest, far northwest, like you, and Benza on off a farm in Durango. That is a Oaxacan Mexican restaurant, very authentic, and they have some phenomenal dishes. And my favorite is their grilled fish tacos.
Yeah, they're really good.
Yeah, super yummy.
And they have some really good margaritas too. So, I mean, not to discount the fish tacos, but if you want a good margarita, they have a spicy pineapple margarita. It's really good. So, all right. So, anywhere else that you love?
Well, I really love Nora's for Italian food. Nora's there on Flamingo is absolutely fantastic. They started years ago in a little strip mall.
I remember,
and it was a little hole in the wall kind of thing, and they had a bar, and
it was so small,
super small, a little bar and a little area over here, a little area over here, and they were always packed. And it was hard, and you had to do reservations, and it was hard to get in. Well, they moved just a half a block away. They purchased a piece of land there, and they built this big, beautiful restaurant, indoor, outdoor. So when the weather's great, you can play outdoors and eat outdoors. And even when it's cooler, they have those nice heaters. But they have incredible appetizers, wonderful happy hours, and their menu is outstanding. It's one of my favorite restaurants here in town.
And when we go, we end up with like 15 people, and they have rooms for groups that big. So I mean, it's a fabulous place. And I believe their son in their old location, Flamingo and Jones, is where they were.
Still very close to that.
He opened a place called Pizzeria Manzu, which is really good. I mean, it's not a pizza place. It is so high end. Some of the stuff that goes on these pizzas, I'm like, I wonder what that is, so I mean, but for people with really refined like palates, you like squash blossoms, I mean, they have an amazing,
very cool,
an amazing menu there too.
For like just kind of a general fare, table 34. And it's named Table 34 because they have 34 tables in there. And
I didn't know that. That's hysterical. You always wonder how they come up with these names. So that's super interesting.
And Chef West there, he was actually a chef on the Strip for many years. And got tired of the grind. And decided he just wanted to open up his own place. The dude is super popular. The place is always fantastic. I've never had a bad meal there. Also, great happy hours, wonderful appetizers, and really good meals. So, everything from lamb to beef to fish, they've got it all. And then they've got vegetarian options. So really, really good food. So there's...
I'm getting hungry now.
I know, right? And then coffee places. Like, I'm not a coffee drinker, so I'm gonna have to draw on Ruth Furman, our Nabo sister Ruth Furman. She's amazing. And what is it? The Mothership Roasters? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, they're so good.
Yeah.
So they own. I really
Woman
want.
owned.
Yeah, I really want to interview her. She owns. There's a Mothership. It just opened in Ferguson's downtown. Brand new. That's amazing. They also have a place, I want to say it's on Green Valley Parkway and Sunset. And then they also own Sunrise Coffee, which is also in Henderson. I have not been to there, but yeah, it's amazing. It is so good. And we actually get our beans from there and bring them home and grind them, and that's what we use to make our coffee every day.
Nice.
Yeah, so I mean, it's really, really good.
Excellent, excellent. And then there's...
Because I am the coffee
You're
drinker.
The coffee
Yes.
So there is Samba Latte also. They've got 2 or 3 different
Yeah.
locations here in town. I'm a chai tea drinker.
Oh, I love chai.
And they have a fabulous chai, and I
Yeah.
usually get it with an almond milk or something like that, non-dairy milk, and very, very nice. And it's kind of a hit place, you know, and really great
Always
location.
busy.
Always
Yeah.
busy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they've got places in there where you can, not places in there, but they've got space for people to set up their computers. You can hang out in there and work if you want to.
Yeah.
So that's very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you like chai, you have to try Coffee Class. It's in Henderson. It's right off the 215 Eastern and Pebble.
Okay.
It's in where the movie theater is. It's in there. It's a nitro cold brew chai with oat milk.
Ooh, that sounds
It is
yummy.
so good. Yeah.
I like the
So
sound of that.
whenever you're in Henderson, you need to put it like on
I'm going to be
your-
texting you.
Yeah.
Okay, where is that again?
Where did you say it was? Yeah, so it is so good. So we thank you so much for taking this deep dive with us to learn more about Lil and Tuff Skin. And if you have any questions, all her contact information is going to be below: the company's website, email address, phone number, any way that you can think of to get in touch with them. And we will end it here. And thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
Have a blessed day.